What is up? What is going on, everybody? I am back with the Mariners post game recap. Before I dive into this, I'll ask if you guys really want me to dive into this. Do you? Okay, we'll do it. If you can hit that subscribe button for me, I'm 9 subs away from 2,200. I'm also on the road to 2,500 subs, so thank you to everybody that has. So if you can do that for me, and then also hit the like button, that just lets YouTube know you're liking the stream and other people might enjoy it as well. So let's dive into this one. Mariners lose 2-1 to the Mets. One thing I said is, guys and gals, the losses are going to feel like 10 losses in September. The wins are going to feel like 10 wins. It's all going to feel season changing. And unfortunately, the Mariners were on the short end of the stick tonight. You know, it is, I don't want to say it is what it is. There were some frustrating things in this game, some really frustrating things. Got to find a way to bounce back. That's the big picture here. You got Castillo going tomorrow. You got Kirby on Sunday. You're not facing a pitcher as good as Kodai Sanga. Got to bounce back and win it. You can do that. You're fine. You can throw this one away. I can throw this one away if you can win the series. But the losses are going to hurt. They are. And they're going to lose some games. They've lost 2 out of 3 here. And quite honestly, they haven't looked that great the last few games. It's going to happen. They weren't going to play 900 baseball the rest of the way. But you've got to find a way to push through that and still play winning baseball the rest of the way. Now, it looks like you might get bailed out tonight because Minnesota's winning, New York's winning, Toronto's tied. Now, you can look at it 2 ways. You can say, well, thank goodness you're not losing ground. You could look at it and say, hey, you had a golden opportunity to gain ground. Whichever way you want to look at it, I don't blame you either way. The Mariners, like I said, drop it 2-1. Let's get into it. Let's start with the pitching. Logan Gilbert was absolutely fantastic. 6 2/3, 7 hits, 1 run, 1 earned, no walks, 9 Ks. Logan did his job. Him and Sanga did not deserve a loss today. They were both fantastic. Both pitchers were on their game. Logan was great. Thought the splitter started out a little rough, then it bounced back. He's throwing it really well. Then he kind of lost it again, but he battled through to get through 6 2/3. Gabe Spire came in and got Brandon Nimmo. And then we went to Andres Munoz. And you guys know I defended Andres Munoz. I literally have a video saying Andres Munoz is still good. And he is. He's still a good pitcher. Tell me I'm wrong. He is. He's still good. But for whatever reason, whether it's the pitch hasn't been good or he's just lost faith in it, he's just not throwing that slider. He's just not doing it. And I don't know if it's been so flat that he's nervous about it. I don't know if it's just, I don't know for what reason. But the at bat to Vogelbach was 10 fastballs, 7 of them outside. A major league hitter is eventually going to get to that. Eventually, they're going to poke it into the left field. You saw Vogelbach doing it. He kept kind of sticking out, fouling it off, trying to poke it into left field. Munoz just had no ability there to throw anything else. And for whatever reason, and it led to the Vogelbach single. He's got to find the slider. Because Munoz without the slider, he can be effective. I don't think he's terrible, but you're going to get a lot of this. You're going to get a lot of this because a few things that happen. Gave up that line drive to Lindor. Munoz is also really slow to home plate, so he gives up a stolen base. He got a little erratic, a wild pitch, and then all fastball. Great pitch to Pete Alonso, got him, but Vogelbach stayed alive just enough. I talked about in the live stream. Keep battling like that. Eventually, he's going to put one in play here for a hit. Now credit to Vogelbach for doing that. But Munoz has got to have something else there. You got to be able to mix it in. Maybe nervous throwing the slider with a runner at third and a wild pitch. And I get that. But at some point there, you got to find the slider. Because otherwise, you're going to have this. You're still going to get some strikeouts. The fastball throws it hard. His sinker that he's thrown has been really good. So he's still going to get some outs. And he's going to be able to lock down the Oakland A's and the Royals and teams like that because they're just not that good. But against a lineup when you're facing Lindor, McNeil, Alonso, Vogelbach, who are all good major league hitters, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to get those outs there consistently, at least. So I don't know what it is. I'm not a pitching coach. I'm not a player development guy, but he's got to find a way somewhere to find that slider. Or it's going to be a lot of up and down for Munoz. Credit to Kodai Sang on the other end. He threw the ball really well. I know the Mariners had some opportunities in the 5th and I think in the 7th. In the 7th, they had a leadoff double that couldn't score. In the 5th, they had first and second, nobody out, they couldn't score. Sanga's a good pitcher, guys. I said before this game on my live stream that this was going to be a tough one to win. because the Mets are not very good, but they're not Oakland, Chicago, Kansas City bad either. And when you put that lineup with a decent pitcher on the mound, a really good pitcher, it makes them a little better. Think of the 2012 Mariners. Was that a good team? Not really. But when Felix Hernandez was on the mound, yeah, that was a decent team that was more than capable of beating you. That's kind of the Mets with Sanga. Not the best comparison, but I think you guys know what I'm getting at there. He was really good. He got out of jams. In the fifth inning, Julio, when there was first and second with one out because JP popped up, or no, JP walked. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Rojas singled, JP walked, Julio was up. Julio got into a 2-0 count, and he had a pitch, and he fouled it straight back. If he could have straightened that one out, I think that could have gone a long way. It was just kind of one of those games, and Sanga buckled down, got him with a forkball that, yeah, he probably should have held up on, but Sanga did a great job. When they were spitting on forkballs, or when they thought they're going to be spitting on forkballs, he was throwing fastballs right there that just caught the bottom of the zone. Then you're thinking fastball, and he dropped a forkball in on you. Sometimes you do have to tip your cap to an opposing pitcher. Am I going to tip my cap if they get shut down by the next two the Mets are throwing? Not as much. Am I going to tip my cap when Jordan Lyles shuts you down? No. But Kodai Senga is good. Good pitchers can shut you down. Now, again, it goes back to you got to bounce back. Got to win the game tomorrow. Now it's time to kind of get going here and get back to it. But Senga threw the ball really well. He deserves credit. The ninth inning. Oh, gosh. Down 2-1, and I know I'm kind of all over the place, and I apologize. Cal Raleigh leadoff walk. Great at bat by Cal. Spits on a pretty good fastball that was a tough take, 3-2. Pinch run. Smart. Jose Caballero should be pinch running there. Or Haggerty or whoever. And then Caballero gets picked off. Did you guys see the look on Teoscar Hernandez's face? Did you see it? Did you see him just like... And even in the dugout, Mike Ford shaking his head. That cannot happen in that situation. It just can't. Well, Cobby's trying to get a lead. He's trying to still set. Great. I get it. I'm all for it. Cobby's got great speed. Do your thing. You cannot get picked off there. You can't. I just, listen, you guys know I'm an analytical person. I look at the numbers. I break it down. Sometimes you got to take the numbers and chuck them away and just say that can't happen. You can break it down all you want and say, well, he's getting this lead. No, I don't care. Can't happen in that situation. I'm going old school there. Actually, I think everybody would agree with that. Can't happen there. But I can only say it sometimes. Caballero gets picked off. Then Teo flies out. Canzone gets a single. Oh, and Ty France was awful today. Ty France did have the one at-bat against Sanga in the seventh that was a truly just bad at-bat. Teo got to third with one out. And Ty, again, the forkball was a really good pitch. I'm not trying to say like, oh, Ty should have put one in the gap. But just a fly ball somewhere, and they just couldn't even get that. Ty was brutal. Ty has been bad. I mean, he's played better recently. He has. And you guys know, even in the streams, I don't like talking off season. We're in the middle of a pennant race. I'm not going to dive in. So if you need a quick, what should we do in the offseason? I don't know what they're going to do in the offseason right now. Let's get there first. Because right now they need Ty to play better. No one in the organization is going to possibly be better than Ty France. If you guys know what I'm saying. Like, you need Ty France. We can worry about in the offseason what to do at first base. And I think there's a conversation to definitely be had. But right now, Ty's got to be better. He's got to find a way to get that run in there. He's got to find a way to have a better at-bat in the ninth inning, just swinging through some of those breaking balls at the top of the zone. Just, I mean, bad day for Ty France. Bad day for Caballero. Bad day for Andres Munoz. I know I probably shouldn't. I'm going to give the offense overall a little bit of a pass against Sanga. Let's get in the offense. JP 1 for 3 with an RBI, a walk, and a home run. JP did it. JP with 2 times on base, a home run, and walk, his 13th home run. How about JP Crawford this year? How good has JP been? Just incredible. I can't say it enough how great this season has been from JP. We saw it a little bit last year in April. He was red hot, and it just kept tailing off. Now we're seeing it into September here for JP. Julio 2 for 4. I thought on his single that he tried to stretch into a double. He probably should have stayed at first. It was after the JP home run. I think with 2 outs, you try to go. You get a runner in scoring position. With nobody out, I think you take your single. I get it. Julio's got the speed trying to hustle a double. McNeil made a good throw, but I thought it was shallow enough of a play that he should have held up at first. Rough game for Gino, 0 for 4. Cal reached base twice, single and a walk. Teo was 1 for 4 with a double. I mean, Teo did put a double into the gap with nobody out in the 7th. The chance to have the go-ahead run, couldn't do it. Ty 0 for 3 with the walk. Mike Ford 0 for 3. Rojas 1 for 3 with the single. Listen, that offensive performance not good enough. 3 walks, 13 strikeouts. Again, I do think people aren't realizing that Sanga is a really good pitcher. Sometimes I think it's kind of being forgotten because the Mets aren't good. But then you get to the battle of the bullpens, and it's a battle you probably should be winning against the Mets. The Mets bullpen is not very good. Bickford has not been very good. Smith, I actually don't know how Smith's numbers have been. He's got 56 strikeouts in 47 innings, and he's got how many walks? 22. I mean, it looks like Smith's been all right. So, not terrible or anything, but in a battle of the bullpen, some of the Mariners should be winning against the Mets. And that was kind of my thing in the stream. I was like, yeah, they didn't do great against Sanga, but you got it 1-1. Hopefully win the battle of the bullpens, and hopefully someone offensively, steps up here and can do something. But unfortunately, it just couldn't happen. It just didn't happen. So got to bounce back. Throw it away. I know I tell you guys that all the time. And you're probably sick of it. Like, Jay, get really angry. Listen, I was mad at Caballero. I'm mad at Ty France. That was bad. But it is one game. It's the first game of a series. It was the toughest matchup you had in the series. That doesn't mean the Mariners are guaranteed to win the next 2. Not at all. Not at all. But this was the toughest matchup. And you were kind of close to winning this one. Hopefully with Castillo on the mound, you can get the win tomorrow, and then Kirby can finish it off on Sunday. That's what you got to hope for here, and win the series, and you're fine. You're okay if you can win the series. Bounce back tomorrow, get it done. So that's all I've got for you guys. I mean, basically in this game comes down to a few things for me. Logan was great. JP was great. Julio was good. Munoz, it's got to find the slider somewhere. I don't know how. Again, not a pitching coach, not a coach of any kind. He's going to have to find the slider again because it's just, you can't just throw the fastball. His fastball's been better this year than last year, maybe because of that sinker, but you just can't not throw the slider at all. I mean, even if it's not as good, it's got to be there somewhere. So I don't know if he needs just some side bullpen sessions or something. And again, I'll say it, Munoz, the way he is, still going to be an effective reliever. He is. He's still good. He throws hard enough, gets enough swing and miss. Effective, yes. Dominant ace reliever, probably not without it. And then Caballero, just, dude, come on. Can't have it happen. No excuse for that. Like, Munoz, at least you can say, like, he went out there, he went with the fastball, threw some hard ones, Lindor, Vogelback got him. The offense, you can say Sanga was really good. No excuses for Caballero. I can't. That's just inexcusable there. Enough where next time I'm putting Haggerty in there over him because it can't happen. You saw it. You saw Teo's reaction. You saw the dugout's reaction. And you saw Caballero standing there kind of by himself. And listen, he I'm sure he knows. Like, I'm not trying to lecture anybody, but got to be better. All right, I'm going to go ahead and head out, guys. Remember to hit the like button, subscribe, comment your thoughts on the game. I will say take a deep breath. Take a deep breath, guys. I promise you. One, it's not worth it for your health to get too worked up. It's September. It's going to be crazy. I mean, you can see I got like bags under my eyes. This team's going to drain me, and we got football starting soon too. So it's going to be a double whammy for all of us. But get used to September baseball. There's going to be some nights like this. This isn't going to be the only game you're going to go like this in September about. There's going to be more. But hopefully the good ones outweigh like tonight. Have a good night, everybody. Enjoy your weekend if you're off. Enjoy it if you're not off. Take care, everybody. I'll see you all tomorrow. Peace. Go Mariners. First place Mariners still.